would like us like I said, think about before we move on is if we were given the opportunity, if we were given the opportunity to be bigger than what you are now, to be bigger than where you are now going into the new year, is that something that you would like to take? Is that something that you would consider? And the answer, I'm sure the answer for each and every one of us would be a yes. Okay, and so we're going to explore all of that. Hello, everyone. I'm Isusa, and like I said, we're going to have an amazing time. Now, for us to have an amazing time, for us to have a great session, when we take a look at what it means to be a business analyst, what it means to be a data analyst, and how you can succeed in any of this career path, there are certain things that we would need to do. For us to learn about the things we need to learn, for us to have fun in today's session, there are certain things that we would need to do. And what are those things? Number one is that we'll need to pay attention. But number two, which is the most important, okay? Number two is the most important, which each and every one of us would need to, which each and every one of us would need to ensure that we follow, so we have a great time, is that we would need to communicate. And what is communication? What do I think communication is? Communication is I speak. That's to me, anyways, not the definition you say in your Oxford Dictionary. Okay. Communication is to me I speak, you speak, and we all speak. Okay. I speak, you speak, we all speak. Of course, we might not all be able to speak due to the fact that we don't want to have a ruckus. We don't want to have a rowdy session where everyone is unmuting and everyone is trying to say a thing or two. So how then can you speak? You can speak by using the chat box, by responding to the chat box. So when I ask questions, you use the chat box and responding to the questions. Or when you have feedbacks or you have contributions, you can also use the chat box. And to test that out, to know if we are really ready to have a great time, to know if we are really ready to learn what it means to be a data analyst or a business analyst and which is right for you, number one. And number two, which is most important, if you know that you are ready to have fun, let's test out the communication. So if you know you're ready to go, I want you to send a 1 to the chat box. Remember, communication is going to be a big part of what we're going to be doing today. Okay. So if you know you're ready to go, send a 1 to the chat box. And I need responses. I need responses from each and every one of you. I need a response from Ademola. I need a response from B. I need a response from Destiny, from Israel. So I need responses. Okay. All right, thank you very much, Israel. So Israel is ready to go. What about the rest of us? Who knows? Maybe I have a special gift for you, okay, for the person that responds the most. You never can tell. I'm a very generous person. I'm a very fun person as well. And so I give gifts so many times, and maybe this session might be one of those sessions where you also receive a gift, okay? But good to know that Ademola is with us, that Rhodes Darling is with us, Jejenola is ready to go as well. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So the numbers are going to grow as we move on, that's for sure. So we're going to take things slow and steady. And in the next 1 hour 30-minute stops, we'll be done. Okay? But enough of the talk. Let's get into what we really have to today. We know it's close to the new year. It's just a couple of weeks to January 2025. And why everyone gets to shout, oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, oh, Happy New Year, and everyone is happy, everyone is elated that, oh, now we are in the year 2025. But being in the year 2025, being in the new year, it comes with some questions. Some questions that at sometimes we really don't want to answer those questions because they are questions that are not really comfortable for adults to answer. Questions like, so what am I doing at the moment? Questions like, this is not where I thought I would be at this point. Questions like, this is what I want to achieve, but how do I go ahead to achieve that? Those are some of the questions that we have. And would see today what we can do regarding that. So don't fret, it's going to be an amazing time. But that being said, let's move on. So what we're taking a look at is the business analyst versus the data analyst, and which is right for you. Business analyst versus the data analyst, and which is right for you. And we'll also take a look at the skills and salaries. Okay, everyone loves the Benjamins. I know I do. All right, but this section is going to be broken down into certain sections. So the session will be broken down into certain sections. Thank you very much, B. So I can see B is ready to go. Fantastic. So the three sections would be, the first thing is that we'll take a look at what's the difference between a business analyst and a data analyst. We'll take a look at their salaries, their skills. That's the skills you need to be a business analyst or a data analyst. And of course, the salaries, what you are looking to take home at the end of the year. And then we'll do this using a case study approach for us to understand the actual application of business analysis or data analytics in a real world scenario. And then we take a look at understanding the technical and employability skills that are necessary to get a job. And of course, the upcoming course that's going to begin January 4th, 2025. But first things first, you might be wondering, what is analytics? Okay, what is analytics? What's analytics about? Or as I love to say, why is analytics? So analytics is an edtech firm, and what we do is that we help Africans and people of the Black community in general transition into tech by lowering the entry barrier. Okay, we have programs ranging from data analytics to business analysis to data engineering, cybersecurity, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, HR project management, and so many more. Okay, and our facilitators, we have facilitators from the Fortune 500 companies, so you know that you are in good hands. We are here to help you achieve your goals. We are here to help you achieve your dreams. And there are so many things that we have been putting in place to ensure that this is the case. Because like I said, there's something that drives us. And what is that? It's helping you transition into tech, helping you get that helping you get the tech skills, and of course, helping you land that tech role. Okay? And due to this fact, like I said, there's something that drives us, and that is helping you succeed. And that is the reason why we are always looking for more ways to scale up. We are always looking for more ways to do even more amazing things to each and every one of us, for looking for more ways to help the Black community transition into tech, bringing more value to the Black community. And this is how why we got into the Alberta Catalyzer program, which we got into October this year, looking for ways to scale up. And there's also an article that was published on this. So once you get access to the slides, you can read up on this to see what we are doing and how we are looking to help each and every one of you. Okay, so for those that don't know the Alberta Catalyzer program, it's a program that helps in accelerating organizations, helping them scale. Okay, and we were a part of that. So for you to get access to the materials, the recordings, and every amazing thing that we're going to do today in the next couple of, let's say 1 hour, 30 minutes, for you to get all of these things, for you to get access to all of these things, there's something that you need to do. And that is, you need to fill the attendance form. So my colleague will be sending the attendance form to the chat box from time to time. So all you need to do, just go ahead, click on that link, fill in the form, and you will get access to all of these materials. And something else that I would like to mention, of course, like I said, we are always looking for ways to scale up to bring more value to you. And we've also been accredited by the American Council on Training and Development. This is a testament to the premium tech skills that we offer, showing you that we are a leading training firm. All right. So this tells you that once you are with analytics, you know that you are getting from the absolute best, nothing less, everything more. I think, is that a phrase like that? Okay, nothing less, but you know that you're getting the absolute best. But what about this guy that has been speaking for a while? What about this guy that talked about oh, we're getting into the new year and there are some questions and all of those things? What about this guy that has been speaking for a while now? Hello, everyone. I'm Aisha Agbalaho. That's my name. As you can see from the name tag at the bottom left, I'm the lead in charge of training and operations here at 10 Analytics. I have experience ranging from data analysis to business analysis, power platform engineering, predictive AI engineering, and also data engineering as well. Okay, and I've been able to train over 1,500 participants across 4 continents. But that's a little bit about me. There are some more fun things about me which maybe we'll get to discover as we move on. Okay, the fun things, not the mundane things that are currently on the screen. Okay, all of these things are mundane. Okay, so maybe we get to see all of those things and we get to learn some more exciting things about ISOSEC. But moving on, I asked a question previously. And what was that question? I asked, it's it's weeks to the new year, okay? Days even. Yeah, maybe there's still some weeks, like 2 weeks, 2 weeks about to the new year. And this is the time where, oh, it's the new year, fantastic. Everyone is excited. Happy New Year. And then we have the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. And then we have the fireworks. The fireworks go and, and that exciting period. But coming with the new year, there are also certain things that comes along with it. Questions about what am I doing? What should I do in the new year? How can I get off from this point that I am at the moment to a point where I want to be? How do I become the best version of myself? And then this is where we begin with the New Year resolutions. I believe many of us on the call, we have New Year resolutions. Even though you have a New Year resolution, send yes, I have, just send yes. And if you don't have a New Year resolution, send no to the chat box. Okay? And New Year resolutions are a good thing if you ask me, because at least it shows that you have a plan. So if you have a New Year resolution or you are planning to have, to maybe to write down your New Year resolutions in the coming days, I want you to send yes to the chat box. And if the reverse is the case, you have no New Year resolution, you don't have plans and that, send a note to the chat box. It's going to be very, very interactive. So be ready to type, because I'm not going to be the only one speaking here. I'm going to speak, you're going to speak, and we are all going to speak. And how would you speak? What's your medium for communication? That is the chat box. So ensure you're working with the chat box. Thank you very much, Lucas. So Lucas says no. Lucas is not interested in New Year resolution. Osaretin says no as well. What about the rest of us? Are we interested? And there's nothing to be ashamed about. I know there's this conundrum. There are some persons like, oh yeah, you have New Year resolutions, don't have, yeah, have, don't have, don't have. Okay, so no judgment here. I think it's a good thing if you ask me. So we have okay, so fantastic. So responses are coming in now. So Apia says yes. Apia has New Year resolutions. Fantastic. Rose Darlin says no. Aportia says yes. B says yes. Great. That's Israel says New Year goals. Daniel says yes. Jejo Lola says no. So we have yeses and we have no's. Like the nose. But that's just a little bit of pun, okay? But that is it. So some of us, we have New Year resolutions, fantastic. Some of us, we don't have, fantastic, no problem. But going into the new year, I'm sure we all have plans. Some of us might think that, okay, you know what? As long as I don't say this is my resolution, it means that that it's not a resolution. But we could have plans. And some of those plans could be how you can transition from what you're doing at the moment to what you want to do. Because some of us, we are currently on, like maybe we're currently on survivor jobs, what-time survivor jobs, just trying to get by, not really in a career that we can see a growth, that we can see career growth, where you know that, oh, this month I'm going to be here, next 3 months I know I'm going to be here in my career. We are not really seeing all of those things. And so we are already making plans for how we want to, for what we want to do to transition into tech. It's time to take charge. Let's take a look at some of the things that you should be looking out for in that you should be looking out for in the new year. But first and first, I have a question. I have a question. And I would like to get each and every one of our responses. Okay, I would like to get each and every one of our responses. Let's say you have been given a career, you've been told to choose a career in law enforcement, okay? And you were told to choose, you've been told to, give me a moment, okay? So you've been told to choose a career in law enforcement. And you've been told to choose between being a police chief and a forensic investigator. These are the only two career paths available. These are the only two choices you can make. You can either make one or the other. What would you go with? What would you go with? Would you rather be a police chief or would you be a forensic investigator? Would you be a police chief or a forensic investigator? What do you see yourself working? Where do you see yourself working? That is a new word. And the only career available, the only two career paths available, it's either that of being a police chief or that of being a forensic investigator. And if it is any of those, which of them would you choose? Taking a look at being a police chief or being the other. Israel says an informative investigator. So I believe Israel is tilting towards what? Being a forensic investigator. Kingsley is also of the opinion that, you know what? I want to be a forensic investigator. And Osaratin says, no, I want to be the boss. I want to be the police chief, the boss in this place. Okay, and Richard says forensic investigator. Malachi says forensic investigator. Everyone is forensic investigator. No one wants to be a police chief. Really? I would think the job is boring. Is that the case? No one wants to be a police chief. Everyone wants to be a forensic investigator. Just Osaritin, only Osaritin that has said so far that I would love to be the police chief. Portia is also of the opinion that she's gonna be what? A forensic investigator. But great. So our choices, what you've chosen now, I want you to hold that close because we are gonna come back to this later on. So just hang on and stay with me. And you'll see how we would relate this to what you should be looking at in your career. That's what you're looking to transition into. But what does a police chief do? Maybe that would help us make a decision. A police chief examines the overall operations of a police department, helping to ensure that resources are maximized even when they are minimal, and helping to ensure that helping to ensure that the entire department is operating the way they should, allocating resources to different areas optimally to reduce what? Crime. That is the police chief. But what about the forensic investigator? The forensic investigator examines the evidence and crime scenes to know what happened and how it happened. The forensic investigator is the person that will go to a crime scene and say, okay, this is what we noticed. I saw the bullet. The bullet the bullet is at the 45-degree angle. That means that the shooter was here and they shot at exactly 12 p.m. It was not 12:01 because if it was 12:01, then that means that the bullet would move a little bit due to the rays of the sun. It was just 12. It was exactly 12 p.m. I think that's the way movies portray these guys, anyways. Right? But the forensic investigator would what? Would take a look at the crime scene and use the whatever it is there to determine what happened and how it happened. But like I said, we'll come back here. Most of us, we've indicated that we would love to be forensic investigators. And just one person, I said they would like to be what? Just one person has said he would like to be a police chief. Amazing. But we'll come back to that. I know I've said that a couple of times, but it's because it's true. We are going to come back to that. For now, let's take a look at the case study. because I mentioned that we will be working with a case study to understand the difference between a business analyst and a data analyst. That we will be working with a case study to understand the skills needed to be a business analyst or the skills needed to be a data analyst. So what is the case study? We're going to use an organization called Lopen. Lopen is a mid-sized technology company, and they noticed that they have been having issues with sales. They noticed a decline in sales. Previously, they were making this amount of money. Now they are making this amount of money. They are having what? A downward trend. They are having a downward trend. Okay, so they're having a what? A downward trend. And so to address this issue, Lopen decided to bring in two professionals. Okay, Lopen decided to bring in two professionals, the business analyst, so we call this the BA, the business analyst, and the what? And the data analyst. The business analyst and the data analyst. These two guys are going to turn things around for Lopen. But how's that going to work? We'll see. So what would that now do? We begin with the data analyst. All right? We begin with the data analyst. First and first, who is a data analyst? A data analyst is a professional that is responsible for analyzing and interpreting data to generate insights and support data-driven decisions. A data analyst is someone that can speak with data, understands the language of data, can communicate with data. A data analyst focuses on two main areas of analytics. Talking about what I'm answering two questions, talking about what happened and why did this happen. Remember, I said a data analyst will go to an organization, interact with the company's data, and tell the company, this is what your data is saying. And what your data is saying is that you should go with this direction, or we should go with this other direction. Nowadays, not really nowadays, like say for like the last 2, 3, 4 years, there's been this trend. There's this phrase, there's this phrase that says, if we have data, let's look at data. And if all we have are opinions, then let's go with mine. That's to tell you that many organizations are now more interested in making decisions based on what the data says than making decisions based on what you think they should do. And so that's one of the reasons why the data analysis is very, very crucial. So the data analyst answers two questions. What happened and why did it happen? These two questions are actually what? Your descriptive analytics, which is, okay, so how much did we make this year? What did we make this year? What was our profit like? How many products did we sell? What was the number of customers that we had? What is this? What is that? What happened? Descriptive analytics. And the data analyst also answers the question, why did it happen? Which is now your what? Your diagnostic analytics. Diagnosis means what is the cause of something. In medical term, when they say, oh, you've been diagnosed or someone has been diagnosed, that means this is what is causing the symptoms. So the diagnostic analytics is the data analyst telling you what is making something happen. For example, this year we made 500,000 pounds in profit. We made 500,000 pounds in profit. So what happened? We made 500,000 pounds in profit. That is what happened. And then why did it happen? Could now be because there was a new product we launched that many people loved. There's this particular product that we saw a 200% increase in sales. That is why did it happen. How is Lopen going to fix this? How is the data analyst going to help Lopen? That's the company that is having a decline in sales. Easy. The data analyst went ahead, or will go ahead, to analyze this data. So companies can have data in, let's say, their databases, or their data can be in sheets. And so the data analyst would now analyze the data, convert this data using tools like your Excel, your Power BI. We'll get into that, okay? We'll convert this data into something that is meaningful. Because at the moment, if I was to ask you a question, so let's say, oh, I said, hello, Jabaru, please, can you tell me what this data is saying, what this sheet is saying? I'm pretty sure Jabaru would not be able to tell me much. And why? Because nothing here makes sense. It's just a bunch of numbers and words. And if I was to ask Bola as well, or I was to ask Esther, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the same response. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what this sheet is saying, what this data is saying. It's just a bunch of text numbers. So the data analyst would then convert this to what? To a dashboard that communicates insights. Oh, this is what the data is saying. We've been able to convert this data, all right? We've been able to convert this into this. All right, we've been able to convert this into this, and this dashboard can tell us something. Oh, we noticed that this is the number of late deliveries we had, and you can see this dashboard is based on what? Late deliveries. So the data analyst found out that the reason why Lopen had a decrease in sales was because they had what? Their deliveries were late. They had late deliveries because Lopen is a company that is involved in, so you can order and they deliver to your doorstep. And so due to the low deliveries, we now had customers that were not willing to patronize Lopen. Hence the reason for the low, sales. If you know here with me, send data to the chat box. If you know you're flowing, send data to the chat box. Like I said at the beginning, it's gonna be all about interaction. Fantastic. Data from Daniel, data from Darling, data from Amaka, fantastic. Data from Kumaho, data from everyone. Great. Good to know that we are following. Okay, fantastic. So that is the situation. The data analyst has now been able to convert this into this. But does it end there? No. The data analyst has helped the organization identify the problem. This is where the business analyst now comes in. Who is a business analyst? What does a business analyst do? A business analyst is a professional that analyzes an organization's business processes and stakeholders to identify improvements and solutions to business challenges. A business analyst analyzes organizations' processes to help the company make to help organize. Sorry, let me rephrase. The business analyst analyzes the organization's business processes to help the company optimize that process. I will take an example. Remember, the data analyst has been able to go to the data and figure out that we have issues with late deliveries. What will the business analyst now do? The business analyst would then take a look at the process. So what is the process like at the moment? And when you say process is talking about what are we doing at the moment? What are the different, what is the delivery like? What are the different steps it will take for the company to deliver an item to the customer? And this will be done via, let's say, process mapping, where the first thing we could have, let's say, we'd have the customer would need to call. So we'd have, let's say, customer what? Customer calls. So the customer has to what? Call. And after the customer calls, customer has to call to order for an item. So after the customer calls, then what is the next thing? After customer calls, would have, let's say, would have the staff. There'll be a staff at the back end. Staff checks if item is available, checks availability. Okay, so staff checks what? Availability. And then after staff checks availability, and what do we mean by availability? That if the item, if we actually sell the item, because maybe the customer says, oh, I want to buy an airplane. So the staff would need to check, do we sell airplanes in this organization? All right. And so after the staff checks for the availability of that item, if the item is available, the staff then has to check the inventory if the item is still in stock. Staff checks inventory if the item is in stock. All right. And then after inventory, let's say the item is in stock, then staff goes to select, staff goes to pick up the item, goes to the warehouse, goes to warehouse to pick up the item. And after picking up the item, what's the next thing? The staff, after picking up the item, the next thing is that the staff then prints out shipping labels, prints shipping labels, print shipping labels. That's like the shipping labels that will contain the address, name of the customers, all of those things. And then the next thing is that the staff then contacts a courier. Courier is contacted. That's the dispatch rider. And then the dispatch rider comes to the store, picks up the item, and delivers to the customer. Delivers to the customer. This process is very manual. It could be that before all of this is done, it takes 5 days. 5 what? 5 days. What I've just done is actually called process mapping in business analysis. And there are some tools that are used in doing this. Tools like your Draw.io, tools like your Lucid Chart, your Microsoft Visio. So now that the business analyst has seen the current process, this is what we call the current process, current process. The business analyst can then go ahead to figure out a new process that will be more efficient and will deliver things faster. And in this case, the business analyst could say, why don't instead of having staff check availability, staff check inventory, why don't we have a system that can do that? Optimizing the process. Okay, optimizing the process. So everything I've just said, the current state, the customers order by calling, the staff manually writes down the order and then scans through, is it available, and then prints out the order, goes to the store, checks if it's available, pick the item, print up. This takes a lot of time. And this can take what? 3 days or 5 days, maybe even a week for you to get your item delivered. And so for the optimized state, the business analyst can then say, why don't we have an order management system? An order management system that would automatically receive the order. So first thing first, we'll have customers. Customers will be able to order online instead of manually calling. They will be able to order online. And then after ordering online, there's going to be a system at the back end that would automatically check if that item is available. And then if it's available, would automatically update the inventory. What does it mean to automatically update the inventory? That is, we have an inventory that once one item is sold, let's say it was 5 items left. Once one item is sold, it becomes 5 minus 1 equals 4. So we have 4 left. So we are always up to date on things. And so while it is automatically updating the inventory, it would also automatically generate the order details. All of these things will be done at the same time because it's a machine. And then it would also auto-generate the shipping labels. And while it is generating the shipping labels, that same system is sending a message to a staff to go pick up the item from the warehouse. And while the staff is walking to the warehouse to go pick up the item, the management system, that's the system now, is also going to send a message to a courier to come over to pick up the item and get it delivered. And this could be done in 5 hours. A business analyst is a person, is a professional that would help take an organization from where they are to where they ought to be. Would help analyze the gap. Oh, currently we are doing 3 days to deliver an item. How do we make things better? How do we make it from 3 days to what? To 5 hours. Okay, why don't we do all of this? So with these two things, Loped would now be able to figure out what is wrong and of course go ahead to implement to build the order management system and get things done. A business analyst does a couple of things. A business analyst is that middleman between a technical stakeholder and a non-technical stakeholder, helping to gather requirements and convert those requirements into what we call the acceptance criteria. But we'll get there. Stay with me. But moving on. These two career paths, they come with a lot of benefits. As you can see, so it's going into the year 2025. You should be looking at a career path with these benefits. From great work-life balance to flexibility, everyone wants flexibility. Everyone wants to be able to work and spend time with family. Everyone wants to be able to that you can work and still have life. You also want an opportunity. That's for the year 2025. In your plans, the plans you're making, you also want to ensure that you are taking a look at a career path that has growing job opportunities. And what does it mean to have growing job opportunities? That is, you are sure that you are going to remain relevant, that the number of jobs available now, that there are a lot of jobs available now, and that would only increase with time. A career path that you don't need a tech related degree for you to get into. Meaning what? It is easy to transition with fantastic salary and benefits, and of course, getting to work at innovation at the heart of innovation and change. All of those things are things that you should be looking out for in the year 2025. I keep saying the year 2025 because yeah, it's close to the year 2025. From number 1 to what? From number 1 to number 2 to number 3, okay, to number 3, number 4, and number 5. We are always thinking, and maybe just yesterday or maybe today someone told you or just popped up your calendar and you saw that it is closed. We are almost in 2025, and you remember that at the start of the year in 2024 when we said Happy New Year 2024, okay, you were like, oh, this year this is what I want to do. I want to be making this amount of money this year. Or this year, I'm currently on, let's say, 30,000 pounds. I want to be earning 60 to 70,000 pounds or 80,000 pounds this year. Is that the case now? If you've been able to accomplish that, then fantastic, excellency, applaud the same, okay? That's fantastic. But if you've not been able to achieve that, and you are still making plans going into 2025, these are things that you should take a look at to ensure that you are picking a path that contains all of these things, a path that is right for you, a path that you know that you can easily transition into. These things I've mentioned, these things I've mentioned can be broken down, can be summarized into three key things that you need to take a look at when you are trying to select a job, a career. That's for the year 2025, when you're looking to transition. Ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and high rewarding salary. You want to get a skill that it's easy for you to learn, a skill that you can learn in, let's say, 3 months, 4 months tops. You get what you need that would help you land that job. Ease of learning is talking about the fact that it's not that, oh, you want to learn a skill that's as simple as ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. No, but a skill that you can learn in record time to get what you need to get that job. Because I believe this is not going to be the case for everyone, but most of us on the call, we're adults. And adults, there's really no time available. You have spouses, you have to take care of the kids, you have to also go to work to make money while learning. And so you want to learn a skill that you can learn in 4 months stops, and that you get what you need that will help you transition. And then ease of transitioning, talking about the fact that talking about a career, there are so many opportunities available that you know that if you want to apply to 100 new jobs per day, it is possible. Because of course, the more you apply, the more your chances of you landing the job. A career path that you know that you don't need to have some sort of background for you to get a job. A career path that you know that every single day, in just one job site, for instance, every single day, let's say I love using reads.co.uk because I believe that's something everyone can easily relate to. All right. So read.co.uk, that when you go there and search for a job, that you notice that there's nothing less than 100 new roles, or even sometimes so nothing less than 200 new roles available that were uploaded on that site just that day. Let me tell you what I mean. So let's say you decide that, oh, I want to get into this path. I want to get into, let's call this a career path, CP. And then on this site, ease of transitioning is saying that you want to ensure that per day you have nothing less than 100 new jobs uploaded per day. New jobs, new. That means that if there were 5,000 jobs already, it's now 5,100. Then you can decide to apply to as many jobs as possible. So you go on the site today, you take a look at you take a look at the jobs. You notice that there were jobs uploaded 2 seconds ago, 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, and then when you go to the job site the next day, you find 100 new roles. And this is on just one job site, telling you that there are so many opportunities available, so many, right? A situation where you have more opportunities than people available to take up those roles. And of course, high rewarding salary. I don't think I need to talk too much on that. These three things can be found in these two career paths: being a business analyst or being a data analyst. Earlier, we spoke about what a business analyst will do in an organization and what a data analyst will do in an organization. Taking a look at the low-paying case study, where the data analyst went ahead to analyze the data, notice late deliveries, and the business analyst went ahead to optimize the process to convert late deliveries into fast deliveries. But back to what we mentioned earlier, when we chose between being a police chief and a forensic investigator. A police chief, in this case, is actually the business analyst. And a forensic investigator is actually the data analyst. How? The business analyst, just like the police chief, ensures that the company's resources are what's maximized and also ensures that the processes are optimized, using little resources to get maximum results, ensuring that we have ensuring that places that need places or places in the community that need help, that there are officers stationed in that location, ensuring that if this is the way we are doing things at the moment in the police department, this is the way we are doing things at the moment. At the moment, we have like 50 troops and it's not working. Oh, so maybe we need to maybe we need 100 troops, or maybe 20 troops is too much. We want to reduce that to 5 troops. Trying to optimize things. That is what a business analyst does. In a police department, in law enforcement, the police chief does what a business analyst will do in an organization. And then for the forensic investigator, now we are talking about ability to talk about what happened and why it happened using data. Just like the forensic investigator will go to the crime scene, take a look at the happenings. Oh, I noticed there's a bullet by the left. Oh, I noticed this by the right. And based on this, this is what happened. This is how it happened. I'm going to ask this question again. Are we interested in being a police chief or a forensic investigator? Which of them are we going with? Are we sticking with our choices? A police chief or a forensic investigator? Now we have Susan. Susan says, okay, you know what? I want to be a police chief. Richard says, I want to be a forensic investigator. Isa says, I want to be a police chief. Daniel does not want to take chances. Daniel does not want to say police chief or the forensic investigator. So he does not end up saying forensic investigator when forensic investigator, thinking forensic investigator is for business analysis and not knowing it's actually the police chief. So he went ahead to say, oh, you know what? I want to be a business analyst. And we're still having forensic investigator. Fantastic. Good to know that we're all following. So that is the situation of things. But why is it that these roles are actually high in demand? Is this not just me speaking gibberish or just me saying that, oh, this is that, this is this, just straight facts and figures that are really not accurate? No, that is not the case. We did our research before we came up with this career path. And we also took a look at the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum releases a report called The Future of Jobs. The Future of Job report is a report that shows the number of the jobs that are going to increase with demand, with time, and those that would what? That would decrease. The ones by the right, okay? The ones by the right are those that will increase, and then those by the left are those that will and the two career paths that we are focused on now, we can see the business analyst, the business intelligence analyst, that a data analyst can actually function in. Because as a data analyst, the skills that you will get, the things that you will learn would help you function in any of those roles. These two roles are not roles that, oh, so once you get that, oh, once I become a data analyst, that the only thing I can do, the only place I can work is, oh, I have to work as a data analyst. No, it's more of a skill that gives you the opportunity to work in different careers, that gives you the opportunity to work in different roles. And also you notice that for the business analyst, we have the process automation specialist, which is a role that a business analyst functions in. This is proof to let you know that these roles are what the term hot cake. Have you ever taken hot cake? I don't think I've taken hot cake before. I know I hear the term hot cake, but I don't think I've ever taken hot cake. Cake I've always taken is cold. Okay. Is there anyone on the call that has ever taken hot cake? So what cake have you taken before? Hot or cold? Have you ever taken hot cake? Is that really anything like hot cake? Yeah, I know that as soon as the cake is out of the oven, it's hot, but no one eats cake then. You wait for it to cool down. Am I right? I need our responses. Remember, communication. We are going to communicate a lot, okay? So I need our responses. Have you ever taken hot cake? Yes or no? Thank you very much, Daniel. So yes. So there's it has to be cold. So I don't know where did the phrase hot cake now come from? Oh, but the case may be different with caterers. Yes, Israel. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the car case might be different with caterers. Maybe caterers, but I still doubt it. Okay, caterers usually let the cake because you don't want to, you don't, and so maybe there's another cake because the cake, you don't want to spoil the design or whatever. Cold cake, thank you very much, Napoleon. So I don't really know where hot cake came from, but we just roll with it. Okay, so these rolls are what you are what there will be the hot cake. They're actually hot cakes. There's so many. The first you have your business analyst, and then you have your business analyst, and then you have the business.
Hello everyone, he'll be joining pretty soon. Just hold on a moment. While we are waiting, please ensure that you fill the attendance form. It has been posted in the chat box over and over again so that you can get access to the materials used. Please fill the feedback form. The attendance form is in the chat. We'll post it again. Please let's do that quickly while we're waiting for him to come back into the call.
All right. Sorry about that, everyone. Apologies about the technical glitch. So my devices just went off. I've sincere apologies. I have no idea why that happened. So we're gonna go ahead. I know we were having a fantastic conversation, and we'll just pick it up from there. Okay. Apologies once again. So we're talking about the different roles that you can get that you can apply to by learning by learning the skills of either a data analyst or a business analyst. And I was talking about, yeah, I said apologies to the lawyers in the house because I know I was about to give an analogy. And I said that let's say you are a lawyer. Apologies, to the lawyers in the house, apologies, okay? But let's say you're a lawyer and you study law. That can only be applied in law. Okay, it's law or nothing. But as a business analyst, you can work as a process analyst, a business process analyst, a change manager analyst, operations analyst, same as a data analyst. From a business intelligence analyst to a digital product analyst to a operations analyst as well, to your marketing analyst, your sales analyst, and so much more. So this is one of the reasons why you need to actually consider this part. Because then just imagine you apply to 100 BA roles, that's business analyst roles, and then you apply to another. Okay, let's put it this way. Every day, you can get like 100 BA roles uploaded, and then you have 100 business data analyst roles uploaded. This just for one one job board. And then you can have, let's say, 100 systems analyst roles uploaded. That means that you can apply to as many jobs as possible. And you know that when you come over, that's the next day, you will find what? More roles uploaded on a constant basis. So you can apply to this, you can apply to that. Why won't you land a job? But again, what does it take for you to either be a business analyst or a data analyst? We'll get there. But I know you might be thinking about the Benjamins. Okay? You might be thinking about the Benjamins. And what are the Benjamins? We don't all know the Benjamins. So the Benjamins, we know what the Benjamins are. I know I've been saying Benjamins a whole lot. And I did not even ask if you understand what's the Benjamins. If you know what the Benjamins are, please just send the answer to the chat box. Okay, so what's the Benjamins? What are the Benjamins? So Isaac doesn't know. Oh, and I've been saying Benjamins, Benjamins, Benjamins. Oh, Israel says income. Fantastic. Absolutely correct. Kumahal says dollars. Point. That's just it. The Benjamins. Okay, the Benjamins, the money. So that's what I mean, Isaac. So anytime you hear me say Benjamins, I'm not referring to a person named Benjamin. All right, I'm talking about. We understand. We understand. So what's the salary like for a business analyst or a data analyst? Note, this is just the median. This is just the median annual salary, and what that means is that you'd have business analyst or data analyst that will earn above this, and you'd also have those that will earn slightly below this. In the UK, the average, okay, for a business analyst is £52,000. In Canada, it's 74,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, it's $85,000. All right, that's for a business analyst. And then for a data analyst in the UK, it's 40,000 £40,000. In Canada, 64,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, $72,000. Remember, this is the average. We've had participants in the UK that got jobs as a business analyst earning up to £70,000. If you go on read.co.uk, and I'm going to spell it out for those of you that might want to try it out. okay, read.co.uk, and you search for business analyst roles. And you search for what? Business analyst roles. You would notice that you find roles that will pay as high as 70,000 to 80,000 pounds. Okay, so that's something that we also need to note. Like I said, this is just the median. So you have people that will earn above this, and you have those that will earn slightly below this as well. So I'm pretty sure that taking a look at it, it looks quite juicy. Something that we know that will be worth investing in, something that we know that will be worth learning and transitioning into. But what does it take to be a BA? We've talked about so many things. We've talked about what the BA does in the company. But what does it take to be a BA? What do you have to know? Easy. To be a BA, the first thing is your Excel, Power BI, and SQL. And why your Excel, Power BI, and SQL? Because we've noticed that many recruiters, they love what we call two flavored ice cream. Two flavored what? Ice cream. La glace, if you speak French. All right? Two flavored ice cream. We've all taken ice cream. If you've not taken ice cream for a while, please do. Okay? Please do. Ensure you take ice cream. Very, very important. Live life a little. It's not all walk, 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 walk. When was the last time you took yourself out? When was the last time you had fun as an adult? You probably can't remember. You probably cannot remember. If I was to ask Abigail now, Abigail, when was the last time you had fun? Just yourself, okay? Just yourself. You went to an ice cream shop. You bought ice cream and you took ice cream all by yourself. When was the last time? Abigail will probably say, "Oh, I can't remember." Many of us, when we go out, when we try to have fun, we take our kids along and we think we're having fun. No. When you take your kids along, it's no longer fun. It's now like a full-time job because you have to watch the kids and show that they're not doing what they should not be doing, and that's stress. So I want you guys to take time out. Take time out. All right? Just, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow, go get ice cream. If you don't like ice cream, get something else. Maybe get tacos. Just if you usually buy one taco, buy two tacos. Just have fun. Okay, have fun. So that's something that we should do. Okay, very, very important. Very, very important. It doesn't have to be expensive fun. So I was saying that the recruiters love two flavored ice cream. And what is two flavored ice cream? The recruiters want business analysts with a flavor of data analytics. Okay, business analyst with a flavor of data analytics. I want a business analyst that can help me, that can be that middleman, a business analyst that can be that middleman between the non-technical stakeholder and the technical stakeholder, helping me gather requirements and converting that to acceptance criteria that the developer would work on. I need a business analyst. I need a business analyst that will come into my organization and help me identify the gap and take me from where I am to where I want to be. I need a business analyst that understands the software development lifecycle. And I also want the business analyst to have this flavor of data analytics. Opening ways to the roles called business data analyst. That's the reason why you begin with your what? Your Excel, Power BI, and SQL. You begin with your what? Your Excel, your Power BI, and your SQL. Learning, getting that flavor of data analytics. And then move to what? Process mapping. An example of process mapping is what I showed you earlier, where we mapped out the current state for that organization that had late deliveries. And then you move on to learning about your project initiation planning, your Agile and Scrum for projects, software development lifecycle when it comes to building softwares, requirement fundamentals, how you can gather requirements from stakeholders, elicitation, and then your stakeholder analysis and engagement, and also ChatGPT for analytics, because we're in the world of AI and you want to ensure that you know how to work with AI to improve your productivity and your efficiency as a business analyst. Tools you'll be learning: your Excel, SQL, Power BI, Lucid Charts, and Draw.io for process mapping, your Confluence, Jira, and your Trello for your what? For your project management, and then your ChatGPT for analytics. Learning for 4 months, 2 months of learning, 1 month of internship, and then classes. Saturday, you have classes on Saturdays, and then on Sundays having what we call the Watch Me Do It videos, which I'll show you a glimpse of later on, because we use a dual learning approach. You learn using a dual learning approach where you learn with the live classes, having an interaction with a facilitator, just the way we are doing now. So we are speaking, you are learning, you're having that interaction, and then you also have series of videos that you get to watch during the week that would introduce you to the next concept that will be taught. So it doesn't matter if you're a slow learner, no problem, you're good to go. Or if you're someone that's learned, you prefer speaking with someone to learn from them, no problem at all. You are good to go as well. But what's about being a data analyst? Okay, what about being a data analyst? So as a data analyst, just give me a moment. Okay, so what about as a data analyst? What does a data analyst do? As a data analyst, key things you'll be learning. You begin with what? You begin with your problem solving, because you cannot be a data analyst if you don't know how to solve problems. I usually love to say that a data analyst that cannot solve problems is actually a what? It's actually a dashboard builder. To be a data analyst, you need what? Your data analytics skills, and you need your problem solving skills. The problem solving is where you get to learn how to solve problems, not the kind of problem solving we think we know how to do. Because in every interview, when you ask the interviewees, can you solve problems? Everyone's answer is yes, I can solve problems. I'm a fantastic problem solver. A fantastic problem solver. In my last company, I was the one that helped them solve this problem. I solved the problem in 2 minutes, and I was the only person in the team. In just 1 second, I was able to give a solution. I solved the problem, and I'm a good problem solver. Even in my house, I have problems from time to time, and I solve the problems. A secret. Let me tell you guys a quick secret. Maybe it's not so much of a secret, but somewhat it's like a secret. The 2 questions, because I've been in so many interviews, okay? I've recruited so many people. The 2 questions that when recruiters ask interviewees these questions, the 2 questions that you know for a fact that the answer is you have a 99% chance, that the answer is going to be a yes. The 2 questions. Number 1, can you solve problems? Can you solve problems? Are you a good problem solver? Oh, yes, I'm a good problem solver. And the number 2 is, can you work under pressure? Those are the 2 questions you're always going to get a yes. Can you solve problems? Oh, yes, I'm a good problem solver. Can you work? Oh, yes, I can work under pressure. I can do 5 things at the same time. But that's just by the way, anyways. So the problem solving we are talking about here is the different problem solving approaches. From your Krebs DM framework to the 5 whys, to your Pareto principle, the decision tree, your prioritization matrix, the different ways that you can go ahead to solve business problems. Because at the end of the day, after analyzing your data and you get insights, you need to profile solutions to solve those problems. Then you get to learn about Excel. What is Excel? How Excel works. Spending 3 whole weeks in Excel, learning from the basics, learn from the functions to how to build a dashboard, to how to carry out analytics with Excel. And then you learn about your SQL. That's a structured query language. The language that would help you interact with databases, because some organizations store their data in databases, and as a data analyst, you want to ensure that you know how to solve then you know how to query that database. You understand SQL to be able to get the data, analyze the data, query the data, and get what you want. And then you have your what? Your Power BI and your Tableau. These are both business intelligence tools that would help you make the business intelligence, okay? They're used for data visualization, data analytics, and then you get to learn about storytelling. How can you tell stories with your data? It's not enough to just build a dashboard. You also need to be able to communicate those insights. It's not enough to just build something fantastic. You also need to be able to show and pass across the message of the fantastic something in quotes that you've built. As a data analyst, you are going to need to know how to have presentations, know how to tell stories with your data. And then your ChatGPT for analytics, your Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. You get to learn in 4 months, 2 months of learning, project-based learning, and 1 month of internship. Learning on Saturdays with two different classes for those in Europe, in UK and African region, where we have 11 to 2 p.m. That's actually 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. UK time due to daylight savings. And then for those in North America, the US, where you have classes from 6 to 9 p.m. which is that's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. MST. And then on Sundays, you have the Watch Me Do It videos. And there are so many people that have been able to make that switch. Because something that we might be wondering, so now that we've been doing this, so I think I can see something that I want to know, something I want to point out. Okay, something that I want to point out before we move on is that as a business analyst, you are getting a flavor of what you are getting, a flavor of data analytics, a flavor. You are still a business analyst in its core, but you are getting a flavor. That's why the Excel, Power BI, and SQL that you will go through, it's not going to be as in-depth as what the data analyst will go through. Okay? But you might be wondering, is it really possible to make that switch? Is it really possible? Are there people that have been able to transition? Are there people that have been where I am at the moment that have been able to make that transition? And the answer is resounding yes. At Analytics, we've been able to help over 2,500 plus individuals transition into tech, getting their first job in tech, moving from the classroom to landing their first role in tech. From Lois that would help to get a job as a project manager in the UK after completing our business analysis program. So you have the testimonials here, so you can always click on this to watch, because we have understood that sometimes if I'm just saying all of these things, it might be like, oh, I should just saying this, is just saying that. But listen to people that have been able to make that switch, tell you how they're able to make that switch and how you can do the same. So Ngozi that had a background in customer service and HR with zero experience in tech. Zero. Nada. Nothing. Okay? Okay? Nothing. She joined our business analysis program and she currently works as a business analyst remotely in the UK from Huddersfield. And then we have Tony that joined our data analytics program. She was a pharmacist working in Nigeria and she got a sponsorship job. Sorry, she got a full sponsorship role. Just give me a minute, please. Need to take some water. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. So just had to take some water. Okay, so what was I saying? So we also helped Tony, right? So Tony that's moved from Nigeria. Back in Nigeria, she had experience as a pharmacist. She joined the data analytics program and got a full sponsorship role with the NHS in the UK, working as a benefit analyst role. That's actually a data analyst that focuses on what? On benefit data. And of course, you can listen to her. This is not just me saying this. This is not just me saying that. There are people that are telling you how they were able to transition. From Busola that joined that data analytics program in March this year. She completed that program in July, and in the same month of the July 2024, the same month she completed that program, she got a job as what? As a performance analyst in Desjardins, Canada. Abigail was a care worker in Saskatchewan in Canada, and she joined the business analysis program, and currently Abigail is working as a business analyst with the government of Alberta, Canada. And listen to these testimonials. This is not just ensure you listen to these testimonials. For you to get access to the slides, please go ahead to fill in the attendance form, and you get access to the materials to listen to how Abisola was able to get a job, as she was able to transition. Oluwafikayo was able to do same, and so many more, so many people that have been able to help, from Joel to Ramat to Muideen to Bukola to Vivian to Fola that joined our business analysis. Fola joined our business analysis program and also got a job as a business analyst with the government of BC in Colombia, in Canada. That's government of British Columbia. So many people from Benin would have Benin got a job as a HR analyst in the UK. And we've also had sessions that host those individuals. We've had sessions that people that have been able to transition and land roles. They come to the sessions and they tell you how they're able to make the switch. So you can listen to them speak. This is not just ISIS saying this or saying that, but people that have actually been able to make that switch, and that you can do same as well. So many. Okay, so many. But you might be wondering, Aisha sir, I hear you. Aisha sir, you're speaking English. I speak English. And I can hear you. I understand. I'm listening. We are communicating. But why should I believe you? I've seen that people have gotten jobs, which is great. But I also know people that have not gotten jobs. So what would make me be part of the people that got jobs and those that have not gotten jobs? Because I know of my friend. My friend learned Excel, Power BI, and SQL 5 years ago. 5 years ago, my friend learned how to work with Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Until today, my friend has no job in tech. What would make me end up like the testimonials you've shared and not like my friend? Do we want to know? Do we want to know what the secret is? Are we interested in knowing what the secret is? So I need responses, okay? I need responses. We all agreed at the start of the session that it was going to be very, very interactive. Are we interested in knowing? So Daniel wants to know. Thank you very much, Daniel. Okay, so Daniel wants to know. What about the rest of us? Are we interested in knowing? Are we interested in knowing what the secret is? We want to know. Fantastic. Thank you very much. We want to know. Thank you, Napoleon. So what is the secret? Because, yeah, there are people that have learned Excel, Power BI, and SQL, and they still have no job in tech. What is the secret? The secret is, for you to get a job in tech, having the technical skills is not enough. Just knowing how to work with Excel, oh, I can build dashboards, oh, I know how to code with Python, or I know how to work with SQL, it's not enough to get you the job. Is it harsh? Yeah, maybe. But is it the truth? Yeah, definitely. For you to get a job, you need to complete the job equation. The job what? The job equation. So you need to complete the job equation. And what is the job equation? The job equation says that T plus E will get you the job. Your technical skills, which is your ability to work with Excel, Power BI, you know how to process map, you know how to work with Lucidchart, Confluence, is the first 50%. And then the other 50% is your what? Your employability skills. These two things together is what will land you the job. And that is why at Analytics, what we are focused on is helping you transition. What we define as success is not you just learning the skill. Success for us, okay? Success for us is not just you learning the skills, but rather you getting a job. You getting a job, that is what is success to us. And we are very, very much successful because like I said, the number of people that we've been able to help transition. So we know what works. The reason why we are very much successful is because we know what works. And I talked about the T plus E. And the other, we'll give you the first 50% with the technical skills, and then the other 50% which you'll get beginning with level 1, starting with your what? Your CV review sessions. You need to have a great CV. Your CV passes through 2 roadblocks. Every CV passes through 2 roadblocks. Roadblock number 1 being what? The ATS. And what is the ATS? The ATS is the applicant tracking system. The what? The applicant tracking system. So many persons will go ahead to submit their CVs. They think they actually submitted a CV, whereas they did not submit a CV. They did not apply for the job. What do I mean? Yeah, so let's say you go on LinkedIn or you go on any job site, and then you see the job, you're like, oh, I can apply for this job. You apply for the job, and then you're like, okay, now that I've applied for the job, I'm gonna give this a week or two, 1 week, 2 weeks stop, 2 weeks stops. Because I'm gonna give the recruiter time to spend with their family. So they're gonna come back, take a look at the job, and I'll take a look at the job, see my CV, and come in for an interview. So I'm gonna give the recruiter 2 weeks to come in for an interview. And then we wait and wait and wait and wait, and we never get an interview. And then we think that, oh, we applied for the job, but maybe the recruiter did not like our CV. When the actual case is that we did not apply because the recruiter never saw our CV. Now, what do I mean by we did not apply? So while you might have clicked on send on the job board, the ATS at the back end will just click on delete because it does not think that your CV is good enough for you to have the job. And so it would not be part of the CVs that will be presented to the recruiter. So you need to have a CV that passes through the ATS. And also roadblock, all right, roadblock number 2 is what? The recruiter. The recruiter. So once it has passes through the ATS and it gets to the palm of the recruiter, you also want to ensure that your CV is good enough for the recruiter to go ahead to schedule an interview with you. The CV review session would show you how you can convert your past experience into what? Valuable experience. How you can put your best foot forward. And then you have the LinkedIn optimization session. LinkedIn is now an integral part of job session because now even on your CV, you are usually advised to also place your LinkedIn profile because recruiters will go on LinkedIn to check if you can really do the things you said you can do. And also on LinkedIn, many recruiters go ahead to headhunt, searching for people with certain skills and reaching out to them to apply for jobs that are opened up. For all of this to be possible for you, you need to ensure you have a great LinkedIn profile. The LinkedIn optimization would show you how you can structure your profile, how you can have what is called emails where you are alerted on jobs that you will be the best fit for. And then we have the Upwork optimization session. Let's say you are interested in Upwork. You want to freelance. You want to work 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. and sleep the rest of the day. The Upwork optimization session would show you how you can be a successful freelancer. If you are familiar with Upwork, you know that it's a tad bit technical. From the connect system to, you write proposals and then you pay to apply to jobs. So on Upwork, you need to pay to send your proposals by using the connect. So you get to learn how to navigate around that, how to if you should I boost my proposals or not, how to spend connect wisely, how to put your best feet forward, how to create proposals that would not only be viewed, but after they are viewed, you'll be called for a call. The client will call you for a call, and eventually you land that gig. And also navigate the job market. You are new to a place, you are new to a country, you just migrated, and you're really not familiar with the terrain. You don't know, when should I apply for jobs? When should I apply to jobs? Should I apply to jobs by 1 a.m. in the morning, or by 2 a.m. in the morning, or maybe 6 p.m. in the evening? The navigating job market would host professionals, recruiters that would come to join the session, that will tell you what the job market is like and how you can succeed. They will tell you ways that they were able to succeed. So you do those things and so you succeed. And they will tell you things that they did that delayed their success. So you don't do those things. So your success is ×2. And after you've gone through 1, 2, 3, and 4, all of this is meant to provide you with what to ensure that you land an interview. And after you've landed the interview, you can book for an interview preparation session. You can book an interview preparation session where you have a one-on-one conversation with a professional that they will take you through the kind of questions you should expect, how to answer those questions, how to talk about yourself, how to talk about salary negotiation, how to answer the technical questions to ensure that your feet is not just in the door, but that your entire being gets into that organization and that you land that job. After you've done that, many recruiters would want you to provide some sort of reference letter because they want to know if you are really who you say you are. They want to hear from someone that has worked with you, that will serve as somewhat of a guarantor that would say, oh, I've worked with this person, they are great, they'll be a nice addition to your team. As long as you are a participant or an alumnus with Analytics, you can always reach out to us for recommendation or reference letter. And then down to what? Level 2. Starting with the weekly mentorship sessions. Mentorship is a very, very big thing and a very, very important thing. We all want to be mentored. We are searching for mentors day in, day out, people that know the industry, people that are where we want to be. The weekly mentorship session would host professionals that will come in, people that will tell you new trends in the industry, how you can succeed, things that you might be doing wrong, and now you can correct those things. People that you will learn from to put your best feet forward to get that job. Because that's the goal. You landed that role. You've landed the role. You need help. Let's say you were given a task. I need someone to put you through. Oh, this is what you need to do. Click on this, click on this. You can always reach out to us and we provide guidance. You go back to work and you do exceptionally well. Apologies, I think my ring light just went off. Just give me 2 seconds, okay, to fix that. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. So I was saying that yeah. So you can reach out to us, ask for guidance regarding what you've been told to do. We provide you with the guidance, and of course, you go back to work and you do exceptionally well. All of these things are meant to provide what? That other 50%. That is the secret. That is the reason why so many of our participants are able to transition to getting that job. Because let me tell you something again. I know I mentioned this earlier. having the skills is not enough. And this is the LMS, which I'll also get to show you. Okay, so just give me a moment. So the Analytics LMS is where you get to learn as well. So I mentioned that you get to learn, just log in. So you get to learn with live classes, where you are having an interaction with the facilitator on Saturdays, just like what we are doing right now. So you have an interaction with the facilitator, you're speaking, you're getting experience, working on projects, asking questions, getting all of those sweet bits. And then on Sundays, you have the Analytics LMS. On the LMS, there are so many features meant to make learning fun, from your streak count to your stats, so you can see the number of quizzes you've taken and all of that. And then you have your badges that you can share. So as soon as you get a badge, you can download the badge, post it on social media, on socials, for people to know that, oh, you can actually do these things. And then over here, you can see you have a leaderboard that where you get to see how you fare among your peers, and you get to what? And you get to just to make learning fun. Okay, make learning fun and make learning competitive. And over here, you can see that you can schedule the interview prep. I talked about interview preparation. So you can click on schedule appointments, you fill in the details, upload everything you need, and then you can what? You get to select instructor, someone that will be in a one-on-one session with you and will take you through everything that you need to know to prepare for that interview. You can request for a reference letter, request for reference details, and also for the What We Do It videos. So let's say you are in the data analytics program. So once you come over to data analytics, so you click on continue learning, and then by the right, you notice you have different weeks. Okay, so you have your materials where you now have your okay, where you have your module that's learning about problem solving, and then over here you move over to what week one. From week one, you can see different modules. Your module one, introduction to Excel, and then you can watch all of the videos, and then you have module two. So you select any of the videos you want to watch. So of course you need to start like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get to what the videos, and you learn from the facilitator. So the person taking this course now is Efemina. So Efemina is the co-founder of Analytics, a very fantastic professional. And so you get to learn from Efemina. And then as soon as you're not just listening to Efemina, but you're also going to practice alongside, because over here you can download what? You can download the materials. So you practice alongside with the videos. Of course, you can make this bigger so you get to view what's happening. And then you also take an assessment as soon as you are done, just to ensure you actually got what was passed in the video. And you can see different weeks, week 2, week 3, week 4, so a whole lot. And so this is what we call the Watch Me Do It videos. Like I said, we use a dual learning approach, learning with what? Learning with the class, we're learning in classes, and also learning with these videos. Amazing, right? But for you to be a part of our next cohort, because the next cohort is going to begin 4th of January. 4th of January. Remember, it's 2025. And we have goals, resolutions, goals, what plans, whatever you'd love to call them. This is the time where you need to take a stand, where you need to start saying, okay, if I was not able to accomplish this in the year 2024, why don't I have a head start in the year 2025? Hitting the ground running, starting in January and powering downwards. For you to be a part of the January cohort, all you need to do is to go ahead to register. At the moment, the registration fee is what we are running a discount of for $600. All right. So the full amount is $750. But if you are a part of the discount, if you qualify for the discount, part of the first 20 persons to register, you get to pay what? $600 instead, paying 20% less. Now, mind you, going into the new year, we are very certain, it's very, very certain that prices might change. Okay, due to different situations. So what you want to do, you want to ensure that you register now. So going into the new year, the price change does not affect or does not concern you, because you've already registered. To make payments, you can go ahead to click on, there are two ways you can make payments. You can make payments either through the Analytics website, or you can click on the main stack link that's been sent to the group, that's been sent to the chat box by my colleague. And once you click on that link, it will bring you over to the Analytics Enrollment Center. On the Analytics Enrollment Center, you scroll down, so you notice the discount is still running. So you can scroll down and you select the business you're looking to register for. So let's say I want to register for data analytics. So I click on register for data analytics. I click on register for data analytics. And then once I click on register for data analytics, over here, I can see I can make payments instrumentally. So if you cannot make the full payment, maybe you want to break this down into different tranches, you can either make payments in 2 installments or you can make payments in 3 installments. In 3 installments, that'll be $200 per month. So you make the first installment now, and then you make the second installment in January, the second payment in January, and then the final payment in the month of February. So all you need to do is to select the payment, and then you go ahead to click on proceed to pay. Now it's automatic, so all you need to, once you click on proceed to pay, it will ask you for your details. You fill in the details and you click on pay, then you make payments. As soon as you make payment, a receipt alongside a link will be sent to you via email. That receipt, so you click on that link to complete your registration. You upload your receipt, fill in the details, and then once you do that, you go ahead, you receive a confirmation email from us with everything that you need to be a part of the program. Again, you want to ensure that you are a part of this. Analytics is the leading in, is the leading the business in the business. Like I said, our goal is to help you transition. And at the start of the session, I talked about the fact about the differences that we are doing, okay? From helping Africans and the Black community in general, transition into tech, and the fact that we are always looking for ways to scale. We are always looking for ways to impact more, to bring more value to the Black community. That is what drives us. And that's one of the reasons why we were a part of the Better Capitalizer program, looking for ways to scale up, to bring more value to each and every one of you guys. Again, the article is in here, so you can always read up the article on that. And that we are also, we've also been accredited by the American Council of Trainings. So as soon as you're going to get a certificate from us when you complete the program, your certificate is going to carry the ACTD logo. So you know that your certificate is going to be very, very much, it's global, first of all, and it is very, very much recognized. All right. So that's something for you to note. And again, we know what works. It's the T plus the E. The technical skills plus the employability skills. That's what would end up, that's what will end up helping you land that job. Do we have questions? Any question? So if you have a question, you can just use the raise hand icon. Okay, I hope we had a good time. So Danny is asking, can a DA also have the flavor of a BA? The answer is what? No. Okay, the answer is no. The answer is no. So it's BAs, business analyst, that have the flavor of because business analysis is a very, it's very, very immersive. All right, so and DA as well is immersive as well. So in data analytics, you get to learn data analytics in its full core, spending 3 months learning all of the different tools. While as a business analyst, you just have a glimpse about those tools and then you focus on business analysis. Okay, so we have Israel. Israel has a question. Israel, I'm going to ask you to unmute now so you can ask a question. Please go ahead.
Good evening.
Hello.
Mr. Balaam. Thank you for a very nice session.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. For someone who would like to go through this course and who has a couple of activities, especially during the weekends, Sundays specifically, would there be a recorded session for one to be able to?
100%. All sessions are recorded and you will have access to all of the recording. So you're going to be a part of the classroom And the Google Classroom, you have all of the recordings in there. So you don't even need to reach out to someone to ask for a recording, because sometimes maybe you might wake up by 2 a.m., you're not sleepy, and you feel like, okay, since I'm not sleepy, why don't I just practice a little? So you have all of the recordings stored there. So you can just go there anytime you need to access the recordings. All right. And for business analysis and data analytics, classes are on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, you have the Watch Me Do It videos. The Watch Me Do It videos, yes, we advise that you watch them on Sunday. So anytime you that you have the time, you can watch those on Sunday. And you can also just watch. So maybe if you're not able to complete on Sunday, you also get to learn. You also get to, if you don't complete it on Sunday, you can also watch Monday, Tuesday, before the next class. So if you can't attend the class on Saturday, the classes are fully recorded. So they are fully recorded. So you get access to those recordings, to the recordings of the class. Note, the recordings are different from the Watch Me Do It videos. The Watch Me Do It videos are separate. The classes, the session where the facilitator is speaking, it should all be recorded, and you get access to that, Isaac. All right. Thank you very much. Any other question? Okay, I guess not. I hope we had an amazing time. Okay, I hope we had an amazing time, and because I know I did, and we learned a lot, and we had fun. We communicated, which is a very fantastic thing. That being said, please let's ensure we go ahead to register as quickly as possible. Like I mentioned, going into the new year, prices are very, very likely to change. So you want to get on the train right now, on the moving train, and get to train with the best. And of course, at the end of the day, end up getting that job of your dreams. Let's please make payments as quickly as possible. And as we tell kids, quick says the clock. What you have to do, ensure you do quick. Cheers, guys.